Hello coin collectors and history lovers. Welcome back to Old Charles Asterisk, your favorite place for discovering the hidden value of vintage coins. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a classic British coin, the United Kingdom 2 Shillings coin from 1949. Could this old coin be worth more than face value today? Let's find out together. To understand the 1949 2 Shillings coin, we need to go back in time. The 2 Shillings coin, also known as a florin, was originally introduced in 1849 under Queen Victoria. It was part of the first effort toward decimalisation, where a florin was worth 1/10 of a pound. Why 1949? The coin was being minted under the reign of King George VI, who ruled from 1936 to 1952. Britain was recovering from World War II, and coins were still made from copper-nickel instead of silver due to the war's impact on resources. The 2 Shillings coin was a key piece in daily British life, used for groceries, transport, and even pubs. So, owning a 1949 florin is like holding a small piece of post-war British history in your hand. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1949 2 Shillings coin. You'll see the left-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. The inscription reads, George of 6D /G BR /OMN /REX***, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons. The back features an elegant crowned Tudor rose in the center, flanked by a thistle, leek, and shamrock representing Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. The inscription reads *FID Def INDMP 2 Shillings 1949 *, short for Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Though interestingly, India had gained independence in 1947, but the title was still used on coins briefly afterward. Here are the key specs of the 1949 2 Shillings coin. Country ***, United Kingdom year ***, 1949 metal ***, copper-nickel, no silver content. Weight ***11.3 grams diameter ***, 28.5 millimeters edge ***, milled minted under *** King George V mintage ***, over 67 million coins. That high mintage number means the coin is fairly common in circulated condition. But don't worry, collectors still care about rarity and condition. Now to the moment you've been waiting for. What is the 1949 2 Shillings coin worth today in circulated condition, with wear and tear? This coin typically sells for around $1 to $3 USD ***, or pound 0.80 to £2.50 GBP in uncirculated or near-mint condition. The value jumps significantly, ranging from $8 to $20 USD ***, or pound 6 to 16 pounds GBP, depending on the grade. And in brilliant uncirculated condition, graded MS60 or higher, prices can go even higher, with collectors paying up to $30 or more, especially if it's slabbed and certified. However, keep in mind that 1949 is not a rare date, so while the coin is historically significant, the real value comes from high-grade specimens. If you're a coin collector, here's what to look out for. Check the condition. Is the king's portrait still sharp? Are the letters readable? Look for any errors or misstrikes, like doubled letters or off-center designs. Store the coin in a protective sleeve or coin flip to preserve its quality. If it looks uncirculated, consider getting it professionally graded, and remember, even if the monetary value isn't high, this coin holds massive historic and educational value. So there you have it, the story and value of the 1949 United Kingdom 2 Shillings coin. A post-war classic featuring King George VI, this coin may not be made of silver, but it still shines with historical importance. The story of the 2 Shillings coin, often referred to as the florin, dates back over a century before 1949. But the year 1949 holds special historical significance, both for the United Kingdom and for this specific coin. The florin was first introduced in 1849 during the reign of Queen Victoria as part of an experiment in decimalisation. At the time, Britain was using a complex pre-decimal system. 12 pence in a shilling, 20 shillings in a pound. The florin was worth 2 shillings, or 1/10th of a pound, making it an easy stepping stone toward a potential decimal currency system. This bold move laid the foundation for modern British coinage. Even though full decimalisation wouldn't happen until 1971, fast forward to 1949, and the florin is still going strong. At this time, it was being minted under King George VI, who became king after the abdication crisis of his brother, Edward VIII, in 1936. EY 1949, Britain was in a period of post-World War II recovery. The nation was rebuilding its economy, industries, and society. As part of wartime and post-war efforts, precious metals like silver were no longer used in lower denomination coins. That's why the 1949 2 shillings coin was made from copper-nickel, a durable and affordable metal mix. This switch had started in 1947, making the 1949 issue the third year of non-silver florins. The reverse design of the 2 shillings coin from this era is rich in British symbolism. The Tudor rose in the center represents England, while the thistle, shamrock, and leek surrounding it stand for Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, symbolizing unity among the nations of the United Kingdom. Although India had gained independence in 1947, the coin still included the inscription INDIMP, which stands for Emperor of India. This was one of the final times that title appeared on British coins. It would be removed in later issues as Britain's imperial status shifted. In daily life, the 2 shillings coin was a commonly used denomination, equivalent to 24 pence in the old money system. It was used to buy goods, pay for public transport, or enjoy a meal at the local pub. It held real purchasing power in a time when wages and prices were much lower than today. The 1949 coin had a high mintage. Over 67 million were produced, ensuring it was widely available to the public. Despite being common, many of these coins have now worn out, making high-grade examples more desirable among collectors. The florin would continue to circulate until decimalisation officially arrived in 1971, when it was replaced by the 10 new pence coin, which, interestingly, had the exact same size and value at the time. Today, the 1949 2 shillings coin remains a popular collectible, not for its rarity, but for its connection to an important period in British history, post-war. Resilience, the reign of King George VI, and the evolution of British coinage. So when you hold a 1949 florin, you're holding more than just old money, you're holding a story. A symbol of unity, of transition, and of a country stepping into the modern world after one of its most difficult decades. Now let's talk about one of the most important factors that affects the value of any coin, and that is its condition. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned expert, understanding coin grades can make all the difference in identifying how much your 1949 2 shillings coin is really worth. Coins like the 1949 2 shillings were heavily used in everyday life. That means many examples you'll find today have signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, faded details, and edge nicks. These signs reduce the coin's grade and its value. When examining your coin, here are key areas to check. King's portrait, obverse ****, is the hairline detailed or completely smooth? Lettering and date **** are the letters crisp and easy to read? Any fading or dings? Crowned rows and emblems, reverse ****, can you see the thistle, shamrock, and leek clearly? Edge ****, are there dents, bends, or damage on the milled edge? Also, flip the coin in good light. Look for any remaining mint luster, which reflects light in a cartwheel pattern. If it's still visible, you might have a higher grade coin. Never clean your coins. Cleaning with chemicals or polishing them can actually decrease their value. Collectors prefer coins in their natural, unaltered condition, even if they look a little aged or tarnished. If you believe your 1949 2 shillings coin is in excellent condition, you might want to get it professionally graded by services like NGC or PCGS. A certified coin in a plastic slab with a clear grade label often fetches a higher price on the collector market. To sum it up, condition is king in the world of coin collecting. Your 1949 florin might be common in low grades, but a well-preserved piece with sharp details and original shine can still stand out, and even earn you some extra cash. Today's video, we dive into a very interesting and classic coin from the United Kingdom, the 1966 2 shillings coin, also famously known as a * florin. The 2 shillings coin was part of British pre-decimal currency. It was first introduced in 1849 as a step toward decimalisation, which eventually happened in 1971. But our focus today is the 1966 version, one of the last of its kind before the decimal system replaced shillings and pence. The 2 shillings coin had a value equal to 1/10th of a British pound, or 24 old pence. So in its time, it had reasonable spending power. You could buy a few loaves of bread or a pint of milk. Let's talk about design. The 1966 UK 2 shillings coin was part of the Queen Elizabeth II series. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar and elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. This effigy was created by Mary Gillick, and it's surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina F\D***, which means Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Now flip the coin and look at the reverse. It features a beautiful Tudor rose design, surrounded by the words, FID Def 2 Shillings 1966 foot FID Def, stands for Fidei Defensor, Latin for Defender of the Faith, another one of the Queen's titles. The 1966 2 Shillings coin was minted in copper-nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Unlike older versions made of silver before 1947, it weighs about 11.3 grams and has a diameter of around 28.5 millimeters. Now, is the 1966 2 Shillings coin rare? Not particularly. In fact, it's one of the most common florins ever made. Over 100 million coins were minted in 1966 alone. That means they're relatively easy to find, especially in circulated condition. Alright, let's talk money. What's it worth today? If you have a 1966 2 Shillings coin that has been circulated and shows signs of wear, it's typically worth between £0.10 and £0.50 in the UK market, or around $0.20 to $0.60 USD. It's mostly valued for its history and design, not metal content. But if your coin is in uncirculated or mint condition, it can be worth £1 to £3, or $1 to $4 USD, depending on the buyer and demand. For professionally graded coins, such as those rated MS65 or higher by companies like NGC or PCGS, the value can go even higher, sometimes up to £10 or $12 USD, especially for collectors aiming to complete a set. Note ***, always remember, coin values depend heavily on condition, rarity, demand, and market trends. Here are a few quick tips to identify if your 1966 2 Shillings coin is worth more than average. Minimal surface wear, sharp details in the Rose and Queen's portrait, no scratches or corrosion, original mint luster. If you find one in a proof set or with a mint error, like off-center strikes or double dies, then you might have a valuable piece worth far more than average. If you're collecting UK pre-decimal coins, the 2 Shilling series is a must-have. Make sure to store them in acid-free holders or coin flips to prevent tarnishing. And always handle coins by the edge, avoid fingerprints. So, is the 1966 UK 2 Shillings coin valuable? In everyday circulation, it's modest. But for collectors and history buffs, it's a piece of Britain's royal and monetary past. Whether you found one in a drawer, got it from a grandparent, or spotted it at a flea market, it's worth holding on to. Let's take a step back into history and uncover the fascinating background of the 2 Shillings coin, also known as the florin. The story of the florin begins in 1849, during the reign of Queen Victoria. It was originally introduced as part of a broader plan to eventually shift Britain to a decimal-based currency system. The florin had a value of 1/10th of a pound, or 24 pence in the old pre-decimal system. At the time, this was a bold move. It was the first British coin to break from the traditional 12 pence per shilling, 20 shillings per pound format. The name florin itself comes from an old European coin called the guilder or florin, widely used in places like Florence, Italy, in the Middle Ages. Britain borrowed this term for its 2 Shilling coin as part of a European-inspired monetary modernization. The coin evolved through many reigns, from Queen Victoria to Edward VII, George V, George VI, and then Queen Elizabeth II, under whom the 1966 version was struck. Why 1966? The florin had become a familiar and trusted part of everyday British life. But change was on the horizon. The UK government had announced that decimalisation was coming, and it officially arrived in 1971. So, the 1966 coin was among the final issues of the 2 Shilling coin before the changeover. Interestingly, after decimalisation, the 2 Shillings coin continued to circulate as 10 new pence because its size and value were very close. It wasn't officially demonetised until 1993, when smaller 10p coins were introduced. That means for over 20 years, the 1966 2 Shillings coin was still legal tender in post-decimal Britain. It's a perfect example of a transitional coin, one that bridged the gap between two monetary systems. When it comes to coin collecting, one of the most important things to understand is condition. The 1966 UK 2 Shillings coin may not be rare, but its condition plays a huge role in determining its value and collectability. Let's go through the common coin conditions, from worst to best, and how they apply to this coin. This is the best condition, a coin that was never used in circulation, no wear, full sharpness, and may have original mint luster. These coins are usually kept in protective holders or come from mint rolls or proof sets. Value ***, £3 to £10 sterling, $4 to $12 USD, especially if professionally graded. If your 1966 2 Shillings coin was part of a proof set, it'll have a polished, mirror-like finish and much higher value. Rare minting errors like double strikes, off-centers, or planchet flaws can also significantly boost value, up to £20 plus GBP or more, depending on rarity. Store coins in a cool, dry place away from moisture and sunlight. Use acid-free holders or flips, or better yet, coin capsules. Handle coins by the edges only, never touch the surfaces with bare fingers. And summary, your 1966 2 shillings coin can range from being worth just pennies to several pounds or dollars, all depending on how well it has been preserved. If you have a high-grade or uncirculated piece, congratulations! You've got a much more desirable coin in your collection.